What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to talk to you about something really special that was just announced the other day. I have my buddy AMM Review with me. Say hello, man.
Hey man, thank you for having me, Ryan. It's always a great time to talk about Vinland when I'm with you, man.
No problem. Welcome to the channel, man. So today, yesterday, technically, we got our first official announcement of Vinland Saga Season 2 being actually in production.
Yep.
It's coming. It's going to come out. It was the second year anniversary of the original Season 1 of Vinland Saga. And I know there's not a lot of YouTube channels that cover Vinland Saga. I kind of, not to toot my own horn or anything, but I kind of feel like I'm one of the few out there that are praising the glory of Vinland Saga on a consistent basis.
Yeah, no, man,
like
I
reviewing the
understand.
chapters as they come out.
Yeah, it's a very
And
underrated series, especially when you look at YouTube scores, YouTube audience. It's a very underrated, underappreciated, and kind of not as big a fan base as it really should be when you look at the quality of the series.
yeah, I completely agree. And you know what's crazy is that, like, I feel like I liked it more the second time I read it through. I've read through the manga twice now. And the second time, I think I appreciated it even more than the first. Maybe because I could see, like, the direction of Thorfinn's character and
That's
where
the
it was
thing.
going
That's
and
the
everything.
appreciation. It's the appreciation for it. It's the context of where you know his character is headed, so you have that in mind and you can appreciate the subtle developments towards that direction. It's a very good series that it ages nicely, especially when you reread it. I agree.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And I think I'm going to feel the same way about the anime, too, because I want to go back and rewatch Season 1 before Season 2 comes out. And so Season 2 was announced yesterday, so officially it was tweeted out by the official Twitter page and by Makoto Yukamura, the mangaka, as well, putting out that Season 2 was in production. But there wasn't a whole ton of information coming with this,
No.
which is sort of like both a good thing and a bad thing, I think, because there was already said to be an announcement that's going to come out with the next chapter, Chapter 185, which is next month. So the fact that this announcement came out yesterday was a little bit shocking to me because I didn't think they were going to announce Season 2 until Chapter 185. So I don't know. What did you think about, I guess, when the announcement came out? Were you expecting it so soon, or did you think it was going to come out with the next chapter like I did?
I have to be honest, it caught me off guard, the announcement. I know there was the anniversary thing, and I was relatively keeping my hopes up, but leveled, but the fact that we actually got the announcement in that time frame, it caught me off guard, and I was very surprised, pleasantly surprised. But I think when we look at the circumstances for its announcement, there's some context behind it, especially when we look at the director, the Vinland Saga director. I believe his name is Shuhei Yabuta. Forgive me if I'm butchering the Japanese name, but he actually was having issues. I believe he tweeted out, "I wasted half a year due to illness, but now I am happy to be involved again with this team and to be able to concentrate on Vinland Saga." So we are coming off the heels of an important person in the Vinland series, Vinland anime series, coming off from a relatively health issues. So I believe this announcement was just to commemorate him being healthy once again and being able to be in the position to work on the series. So I think we can align those two things working together. But this announcement
Yeah,
comes from that more than likely.
definitely. And actually, there's a lot of kind of controversy going on right now with, like, Studio Mappa and how hard they're working their creators and everything, and, like, the working conditions and whatnot. And I think it's interesting that now, if I'm not mistaken, I think Wit Studio did Season 1 of Vinland Saga.
Wit Studio was the one that animated Season 1. Yes, that's what I.
But for Season 2, that's not confirmed yet. Like, it's not saying that Wit is going to do it.
That's the interesting. That's the thing that it would make a couple people raise their eyebrows. You have this confirmation, you have this announcement of such an important series in the seinen community, but the studio that was previously the face of Season 1 has not been announced, mentioned, or even referred to in this announcement. So
Yeah.
I don't want to say it's a red flag, but it does raise a couple eyebrows. And a studio change has always been a very controversial thing in the anime industry. You look at Season 4 of Attack on Titan, from Wit Studio to Mappa. Regardless of how everybody's opinions on the thing, it was a very controversial, very opinionated change, regardless of whatever the outcome was.
Yeah, it always is. I mean, I think the one for me was the change between Season 1 and 2 of One Punch Man, because that was such a drastic difference.
Yeah, so that was one that comes
and that's
to
the
mind
thing,
as well.
too. And it's not necessarily, I'm not saying like one is better than the other or anything like that, but you do get used to a particular style.
Of course.
And then when that style changes, it is kind of jarring, especially when you're not really paying attention to the behind the scenes stuff in studios. You're just watching it through, and then all of a sudden the animation's completely different.
It's
and you're like,
it's completely different because studios have different things in mind. You look at when Wit Studio had Attack on Titan and how they made it a bit different from the manga style. Then you jump to Mappa, which is trying to remain and appease to the manga reader's style. It's a completely different tone and shift. So if we see that for season 2, if we see that for season 2, best believe there's going to be some displeasure, some controversy, some disappointments. But
there's always going to be that portion of the fan base that is just going to completely write it off immediately without even watching it. They'll just be like, oh, the animation sucks.
Just off the bat, they don't even need to see it. But without getting into too spoiler territory, in terms of character designs and changes, it might not be such a rough transition considering where we're going to be in this new announcement, in this new part of the series, but that's without spoiling anything. But manga readers,
well, I think it's safe to say that there is a little bit of a time skip in between
from the poster alone. You can tell that. Yes. It's not even anything.
Yeah. So if you guys are like anime only, like you've only seen season 1 of Vinland Saga, or if you've never watched or read Vinland Saga at all, trust me, like season 2 is gonna absolutely blow you away. It's my favorite story arc of the manga. It's one of my favorite story arcs just in general, not just Vinland Saga,
it's an
but like all of manga.
I believe it can be held in that regard. It's beautifully written. Like I said, I don't want to spoil, but we are in for a treat. We are very lucky, and I feel like that's something we need to acknowledge, how lucky this series Vinland Saga has been. When you compare it to, when you look at seinen to anime adaptations, there hasn't been much luck to many of them. You look at Berserk, you look at the four contenders for seinen: Vagabond, Berserk, Kingdom, and Vinland off the top. You look at Berserk, which adaptations range from decent to god awful. You have you have Vagabond, which is really a league on its own. Anime adaptation aren't even on the table for that. And then you have something like Kingdom, which I've heard negative things about the first 2 seasons, and it's only kind of gotten decent in the 3rd season. But Vinland Saga has been a series that was blessed from the start, given an adaptation by Wit Studio in the 1st season, beautifully adapted, beautifully drawn. This is a very lucky series, and for us to have a season 2 announcement, something that most animes don't even reach, a 2nd season, it's incredible. Actually, we've been really treated with this.
That's very true. Yeah, we don't get a lot of really great seinen adaptations. You're right about that. Now that I think, thinking back, like there's a few that I really like, but for the most part, it's usually the shonen demographic that gets the high quality, like
that usually gets the prioritized when you look at good adaptations, good quality adaptations from manga to anime. But yes, so this is for the seinen community. This is a very good day. If you are into that demographic, you should be very happy for this news we've gotten. We've been very lucky, and I look forward to this.
So I guess final question would be. So there is supposed to be an announcement coming out with the next manga chapter. Do you think that is going to be more of like a release, maybe not a release date, but I don't know. What do you think it could possibly be?
Looking at the time frame between just this announcement and what we might see for that new next chapter announcement, there isn't going to be. When you look at realistically what in the anime production process could happen in between that time, the most we could really get, in my opinion, this is my speculation, this is what I think we might just get updates on perhaps some roles, perhaps, because I believe we've only been confirmed with actually two staff for this season. I feel like that's something
the director's one. What was the other one?
I believe it was a character designer, like the person who, and that was I believe, I forgot his name. Oh my god, I should have had that. But he previously did work on Attack on Titan's final season and Inuyashiki. He has character design credits for those, and I mean, I really liked the character designs for season 4. I think they were very, very well drawn. So that's already good news. And we have the same director from the previous season for working on this season. So that is good. Regardless of studios, the fact that we have the same director who had the same mindset going into Vinland Saga, it's very good.
Yeah, good call. Dude, I'm beyond stoked for this to finally come out. Hopefully we'll get it at some point, maybe not by the end of the year, but
we have to see. It's a saga, man. This is a long planned series. It really appears so.
But I'd rather they take their time with it and work on it hard and do what they can with it without overworking their staff. I just want to throw that out there without any kind of horrid conditions for any sort of animators. I feel really bad about all that's going on right now.
The modern community needs to prioritize health. I mean, we're coming off the passing of Kentaro Miura, one of the greats, because of health. Anybody involved in this process who wants to take off time for their health, do it. Don't rush. This is art. Art doesn't need to be rushed. But that's all I have to say in regards to that.
Yeah, exactly. I'd rather they take their time, be comfortable with it, be able to create the best quality product that they can, rather than like burning themselves out just to reach a release date.
To reach a deadline, yep.
Until then, what do you guys think? Let us know in the comments what you think about Vinland Saga Season 2, what you were excited to see, what you thought about Season 1, and if you haven't seen it, definitely go and check it out. And then go ahead and plug your channel, man, down below if you'd like.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Ryan, first of all. Thank you guys for having me. Thank you for letting me speak on this. I'm AMM Reviewed. I would send a link. I would comment a link to my channel, but AMM Reviewed. Dots in between AMM. And check out my channel. I'm just new with it. I have really recently put out a couple videos, but I'm going to be more consistent as I find myself more in this niche of anime and manga and become more comfortable with how I record. Thank you again for having me, Ryan. It means a lot.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Yeah, guys, go check out his channel, subscribe to him. I mean, he's already, like, miles ahead of where I was when I started my channel. As far as quality goes. So go ahead and check it out. And, thanks for watching this video, guys. Let us know what you think in the comments, and we'll see you next time.